spray 100 rounds. Bitches plotting on me, gotta watch who you around. Wait, bitches, these niggas be playing, I let them go. I am a rapper, I ain't your hoe. You stepped out of line, you wasting my time. Kick you to the curb, but you gotta go. I am not one to be flexing, we really getting them checks and check it. How much you spend on your necklace? BBs or SIs, let's go test it. I'm in the cut with my shooters, Mac Jeterr got 40s and Rugers. Run up on me, I'ma lose it. Stashing your body up under the poop. I'm in the cut with my shooters, Mac Jeterr got 40s and
What's up, y'all? What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? You for real? Bruh, I'm trying to make a video. Come on, son. Bruh. Anyways, what? What's up, y'all? What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? What's good? What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? What's goody? It's your girl Zeze back with another motherfucking video. Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, turn on the notifications bell, all that shit. Share this video, all that shit. Oh, real quick, shout out to Archie Ray, Black Owned Business Alert, B.O.B. Make sure y'all go follow him on Instagram, get his shit. He be coming out with that fly sheet. Matter of fact, picture this. He also gave me this. So I'm just going to shout that out as well. He got some fly shit, bro. I'm trying to tell you. But yeah, so today's topic will be about black girls being mistreated in society. And I was going to focus this, like, just try to zone in on public schools specifically because of some recent incidents that happened with 3 black girls dying, all resulting from basically being medically mistreated and not being handled properly in school. But I kind of wanted to like talk about how black girls are mistreated in public schools and how that leads into out of school. Because yeah, like black girls really are, mistreated. It's really fucked up. And just think about my own experience in high school. And mind you, I went to a PW. That's not PWI. I guess PW. I went to a predominantly white school, and yeah, shit was kind of fucked up because, as you know, like I said, it was a predominantly white school, so it wasn't it wasn't a majority of black girls. It was a lot of black girls, but it wasn't, majority. And there was a lot of, excuse me, neglectful and, neglectful and kind of passive, abusive behavior going on within the school, Especially seeing that most of the damn teachers and counselors and administrators were fucking white, to be honest. I think we only had like one black woman administrator. I think she was only there for, maybe like our 9th and 10th grade year. And that was kind of hard to deal with because they lacked empathy with black girls. You know what I'm saying? Of course, black boys too, but you know what I'm saying? I'm zoning on black girls. But they lacked a lot of empathy with black girls. You know what I'm saying? A lot of black girls, and even black women, you know what I'm saying, are kind of labeled as ratchet or labeled as loud or have attitudes or all these other things because they don't, nobody takes the time to figure out what's going on with them to why they're reacting like this. And when I was in high school, I can say that I kind of had like a little bit of anger management issues. I would get mad and shit over some shit. Like, don't get me wrong, like I was a very like, you know what I'm saying, funny, goofy, childish girl in high school and before that. But I also had problems dealing with my emotions because my mom wasn't that emotional. My dad was not really there that much. You know what I'm saying? My stepfather wasn't that emotional. So nobody really ever guided me on how to deal with my anger in a more productive way. You know what I'm saying? So whenever I got angry, it was just easy. That was the first way for me to think of, or the only way I knew, should I say, but to just lash out. You know what I'm saying? That's how my mother did, even though she wasn't like very like emotional toward us, should I say, but she was very like, when she was angry, that's what she would do. And my father, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of something that I've always kind of learned subconsciously, that if I get angry, that's what the fuck I do. I lash out, you know what I'm saying? And so that's what I had problems with when I was younger. And teachers didn't really know how to deal with that, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? A lot of teachers, they just kicked me out the classroom, or sent me to the fucking office, or gave me suspension. I mean, gave me like in-school suspension or some shit like that. But none of them ever really sat there like, Sarah, like, what's wrong? Like, what happened? Did something happen? How are you feeling? Who made you feel like this? Like, nobody ever really sat down and talked to me about my emotions or what I was doing, especially saying that I was a teenager. You know what I'm saying? That happens with a lot of black girls because they're teenagers. They're going through all these emotions. They're going through all these things. And don't forget the fact that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of black girls may have had parents like I had, or worse, you know what I'm saying, more abusive parents, you know what I'm saying, so they learn more abusive behaviors, or just have more shit going on, you know what I'm saying, more stress. They could have younger siblings. You know, a lot of black girls are kind of put in positions of like a third parent. My older sister was, I talked about this before, my older sister was in the position of a third parent. She took care of us a lot, you know what I'm saying? Seeing that my father was kind of absent and my mother was kind of taking care of us ourselves, we went up there and spent summers with my sister when she was in college, you know what I'm saying? So she kind of took on that role, especially before she went to college and she was in high school. She would, you know what I'm saying, cook dinner for us, get us dressed, all types of shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, she was literally like our third parent, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of black girls kind of go through that stress of having to take care of younger siblings, or even just not younger siblings, maybe younger cousins, or whatever the case may be. It might just be their fucking parents. Your parents might be going through some shit, and so you got the burden of your bum-ass parents and your younger siblings, you know what I'm saying? So black girls go through stress like this all the time and don't really have outlets to express themselves or to relieve that stress from them. And so they don't know how to deal with those things in a productive or proper manner. Really? Go sit down. I'm about to kick you out. So yeah, I've even noticed that in other, like, friends of mine, you know what I'm saying, looking in retrospect now, should I say. Back then I didn't really realize, but even if it's not in ways as such as like lashing out and no shit like that, it may have been just being in a sexual behavior. I know a lot of girls that do some, you know what I'm saying, what we consider back then some hoe ass shit. You know what I'm saying? But it really wasn't that. It really was just that they really didn't know how to get that attention from men without behaving in such a sexual manner. You know what I'm saying? Without wearing some short ass shorts, or, you know what I'm saying, tight ass clothes, or like doing sexual favors and shit like that for young boys. Because their father wasn't there for them, or if they was abused, or whatever the case may be. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't that they actually wanted to do those things, or that they felt it was a good thing to do. It was just that they just didn't have any guidance to show them better. And a lot of times that's not, Javon, okay, you better get out. You got damn Elmo in my background and shit. Hold up. Oh, Jesus. I read this article, and it wasn't very new. It wasn't very recent or anything like that. But I still found it very interesting because I don't know where the rates are now, but in this article, it said from 2011, Javon, from 2011 to 2012, black girls took up 45% of suspension rates in public schools from K through 12. And I'm like, damn, even from K through 12, I'm like, god damn. And on top of that, 42% of girls were expelled of black girls were expelled. And that's at a higher rate than even boys. Even black girls disabled. We're talking about disabled black girls are even more prone to be suspended than other students. God damn. You know what I'm saying? Like, that even further shows how much our feelings and our behaviors and just our status of mental health is just dismissed. Because you're talking about disabled black girls. And you know what? It's funny because when I read that, my mind automatically went back to when I was in school. And you know what? The little, we used to call them, of course, we was ignorant in fucking high school. We used to call them like the slow classes and shit like that. But I think the proper term for them is like remedial classes. So, but the girls inside of remedial class, like, I remember seeing them. You know what I'm saying? Like, I remember one year, it was this one girl who was in, like, regular classes. And then the next year, she was in remedial classes. You know what I'm saying? I used to see a lot of, like, black girls. Like I said, this school was predominantly white. Keep this in mind. You know what I'm saying? But there was a lot of black girls, young black girls, and black boys in these classes. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of the black girls, more importantly, were labeled like bad, you know what I'm saying, or like got suspended. Like I would see some of these, it was one in particular that I used to see inside ISS, or like, you know what I'm saying, 'cause I was bad as shit myself, you know what I'm saying, bad as shit, whatever. But I used to get in school suspension and like, you know what I'm saying, or after school suspension, whatever it's called, like a lot. But I would see her in there, you know what I'm saying, inside after school suspension or inside in school suspension, you know what I'm saying, and she was like labeled as having like a bad attitude. Everybody thought she was mean and all this other shit. But I think what the real problem was that she was kind of being bullied, because a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, used to call her names and shit like that. But not only that, like, none of the teachers, like, I didn't see her close with any of the teachers, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of the teachers were not really understanding of what she was going through, because she was black, one, inside of a white school, two, even the black people that wasn't around her was kind of bullying her because she was disabled, and three, whatever the fuck she may have had going on at home. Like I said, she could have had whatever. She could have had many of things going on at home. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, even the black girls that is disabled, that you would think you would have, you know what I'm saying, the most empathy with, because shit, they're fucking disabled. They're even more prone of getting dismissed or of being suspended. You know what I'm saying? So it really just goes to show, like, damn, if even a disabled girl is more prone to do it, like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, that just really goes to show how much this system does not give a damn about black girls. But even leaving public school, black women have higher rates of getting arrested. You know what I'm saying? Like, they get out of school from going from in-school suspension, you know what I'm saying? If you haven't seen that video, that was a really good video me and Amira did, the A-Twins did a while ago, like, how schools are letting down us, are letting down your kids and some shit like that. Y'all should go back and watch that video. It's a good video. But we basically talk about how school subliminally programs specifically black children, but all children, but specifically more so black children, to be like desensitized to going to jail. You know what I'm saying? That's why you have these things like after school detention, and you know what I'm saying, in school detention, and then after that you have detention centers and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? All of this is, you know what I'm saying, subconsciously, you know, programming your children to be used to going to jail, or to, you know what I'm saying, or be desensitized to going to jail. And so not only are you going through school and teachers aren't listening to you, you know what I'm saying, because of course you have situations like, you know what I'm saying, black girls not being believed over their white counterparts. Like Amira went through some shit like that in middle school, you know what I'm saying. I think it was what was going on? It was a little white boy or some shit like that, or she got suspended because a white boy because she brought a screwdriver to school on accident or some shit like that, and the white boy got her from out of binder, and all this bullshit happened. The Amira getting suspended for like 2 days or some shit like that. But they believed the white boy in saying like she was playing with it, like he said that she had it out when she was playing with her, some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And so, but shit like that happened all the time. Even matter of fact, Amira went through another situation in high school when it was two little white girls that tried to say Amira was bullying her. What the fuck? They trying to say that she was bullying these two white girls. You know what I'm saying? Because they was, you know what I'm saying, arguing back and forth, and I think she said something to make one of them cry, some shit. And so they try to play the victim role, like, oh, we didn't do anything wrong. You know what I'm saying? I'm white and motherfucking I'm so innocent and I can't do anything to harm anyone. She's the fucking ratchet, aggressive black girl. She was bullying us. You know what I'm saying? You know, it was 2-on-1, mind you. You know what I'm saying? And so little things like that, like, slowly but surely program black kids, you know what I'm saying, black girls, to think that we're not going to be believed, you know what I'm saying, or that our white counterparts, the white girls, are always going to be believed over us, are going to be picked over us, going to be chosen over us. Black girls are twice as likely to get arrested or go to jail over fucking white women. So it goes into a whole other realm of shit you have to deal with after you get out of fucking school, you know what I'm saying? So those same black girls who went to school and were not listened to and didn't have any outlets to express themselves, and were labeled the bitter ones, or the mean ones, you know what I'm saying, should I say, or the ratchet ones, they get out of school and then they internalize that and become the bitter black woman, become the angry black woman, become the, you know what I'm saying, the ratchet black woman and shit like that. They get out of school and internalize that, you know what I'm saying, think that's okay, or think that's just what they're supposed to be, because all their lives that's what motherfuckers been telling them that they are. I had an aunt, you know what I'm saying, that committed suicide in like 2006 or some shit like that, and everybody kind of suspected it was kind of from, or I think that's what it was from, should I say, that's what I was told it was from. It was from like like the baby blues is like a kind of state that women go through, you know what I'm saying? They go through kind of like a depressive state after they have a child and shit like that. So that's why a lot of pregnant women should be watched, you know what I'm saying? After they have a child. But she was a police officer, and I think how old was my cousin? I think he was only like a few months, you know what I'm saying, before she killed herself. And you know what I'm saying, rest in peace to my aunt, you know what I'm saying? She was a great woman. But I said that to say, like, even though she may have been going through that, she may have been feeling like that as well. You know what I'm saying? That she didn't have an outlet to express herself, or to, you know what I'm saying, to be in her depressive state as, because she was still working. You know what I'm saying? She did this at her job. Like, she killed herself at her fucking job. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, she was a police officer. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, maybe she didn't feel like she had the time, or didn't have she didn't have the time or a person to lean on, you know what I'm saying, to go through that phase, to get through that phase, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of black women go through shit like that. And it's hard, it's a harsh reality, because you can get to that state. Black women can get to that state because it's this whole narrative around black women that we're so strong, you know what I'm saying, that we have to be strong, you know what I'm saying? Go watch the Willie Lynch letter to get more into that, you know what I'm saying, of reasons behind that, I should say. The Willie Lynch letter video that I did a little while ago. Go watch that shit. You know what I'm saying? But it's burdening to black women. You know what I'm saying? So it's a burden to black women to have to put on this front that you're so strong, that you're not emotional, that you can handle everything that's on your plate, when sometimes you just fucking can't. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of black women get overwhelmed with that because they feel like they have no other place to put it. You know what I'm saying? Like, they have to, you know what I'm saying? Like, if I don't fucking carry this shit, who else gonna carry it? You know what I'm saying? If I don't put food on the table, who else gonna fucking do it? You know what I'm saying? Especially saying that black women are single, you know what I'm saying? Single black women households are fucking high. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of single black women that's raising children, you know what I'm saying, by them fucking selves. So you have a lot on your plate, and you want to keep that front up for your children, you know what I'm saying, of being strong, so they don't, you know what I'm saying, they won't be what you think is weak, you know what I'm saying? You want your children to be strong like that, especially if you're raising black girls. We put ourselves on this standard, and not just us, but from society, you know what I'm saying? They put us on this pedestal, not really even a pedestal, just a high-ass fucking standard that's sometimes even unattainable, you know what I'm saying? That we feel like we have to reach, or that we're not good enough, that we're not working hard enough, that we're being too emotional, you know what I'm saying? When sometimes that's just how the fuck it is, like, we're women, you know what I'm saying? That's just how we are, and that's okay to do that, but we're taught that that's not okay, you know what I'm saying? Especially for black women. White women can be weak, can be helpless, can need a man, can do this and do that, but as soon as a black woman says, well, I need a man to help me, it's, oh, you're the thirsty black woman, oh, you're the weak black woman, oh, you shouldn't need a man to do anything, you know what I'm saying? When that's not necessarily the case. Like, we literally were born to need each other, men and women, you know what I'm saying? So it's okay to say that you need a black man. You're a single mother, I need a black man to help me raise these children. That is perfectly fucking fine. It's like we all should have this whole narrative of I can do bad all by myself type. Even looking into not only just like mental health or things like that, even looking into just literally like physical health, you know what I'm saying? Going into doctors, like, a lot of doctors don't listen to black women either. I watched the fucking I don't know what the hell it was called. It was some shit on there. I think it was Now This, though. It was on Facebook, though. And it was like a whole, basically I think like a 3-4 minute video, though, talking about how black women really aren't listened to. And I've seen like articles on like Vice and, you know what I'm saying, a couple other things about black women literally, you know what I'm saying, going to doctors and having issues, you know what I'm saying, but the doctor's not looking into them, and they may have gotten worse, or they went somewhere else and found out about it themselves, you know what I'm saying? But it's really almost like an epidemic that's going on right now, that black women, and it's really been going on, but just now being talked about, that black women aren't being listened to. You know what? The cases, one of the reasons why I wanted to even do this video is because I've seen 3 cases of these little girls who died, you know what I'm saying, for medical reasons, because of which all started in school, which is crazy how all this shit kind of comes full circle, because all of them was in school. They got into fights, then after the fight happened, it was either something going on with them already that the doctor didn't know about, or it was something else that happened, you know what I'm saying, the doctor just didn't catch, you know what I'm saying, whether it was related to the fight or not. And All three of them end up dying though. So that was pretty much one of the reasons that made me want to do this video. One of the little girls got into a fight or whatever, and I think she was only like in elementary school or middle school. She was really young, probably like 12, 13 at the oldest. And she was in high school. I mean, no, it's not high school, but she was in school and she got into a fight. And after the fight, she ended up like passing out, and then she woke back up, started throwing up, and then passed out. Her heart rate was a little faint, like it was a lot of stuff going on with her. But what really bothered me is that, one, they didn't call the mom and tell her none of this. They only called the mom and told her that, look, your daughter got into a fight, you need to come pick her up from school. And then they told her, oh, well, we're sending her to the hospital, we can't tell you why. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? That was number one. You know what I'm saying? And mind you, they didn't even call an ambulance to take you to the hospital until like 15, 20 minutes after all of this shit is going on. So she had already passed out, been throwing up, passed out again. And then they finally called the fuck hospital, when they really should have called the hospital from the jump. You know what I'm saying? After she passed the fuck out after the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't know what the hell is going on, what type of brain damage she might have from that fight. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, they didn't call the ambulance until like 15, 20 minutes afterwards. And I'm like, damn. Like, what the fuck is wrong with y'all? Y'all really didn't see nothing wrong with this? Like, y'all didn't see nothing wrong with, y'all didn't, that wasn't a problem for y'all that she fucking passed the hell out? And she's only like 13? You know what I'm saying? She had to fight with like a 12, 13-year-old, which means the girl only hit her so goddamn hard. You telling me you didn't see that as a problem until she started throwing up and then passed out again 15, 20 minutes later? I seen another video, which is crazy, a whole nother video on this black woman who was talking about her daughter who took some pills in school. Like, she didn't know what the pills were, or she thought they were like ibuprofen or some shit like that, but she ended up taking something else, and then she took some gummy bears, the man laced. Like, it was just a lot going on. But basically the school didn't realize that she was kind of like all fucking drugs and shit like that, and the doctors didn't realize this either. That when she took her to the hospital, the doctor was basically like, I tested her blood and tested her, ain't nothing wrong with her type shit. You know what I'm saying? They kind of sent her home, and the daughter was basically tripping for like 3-4 days straight. And yeah, but it really just, cases like these really goes to show how dismissed black girls are. It's even to a point where I seen a fucking meme on like Instagram or some shit where it said, if a doctor refuses, black women, this was directly towards black women. It said, black women, if a doctor refuses to test you for something, have them note it, have them file that, put that in your files that he refused, or they refused to test you for whatever you wanted to be tested for, whatever shit you should have been tested for, because 9 times out of 10, they'll renege on that and test you anyways, just so they won't have to file it, because they put it on file, that's a fucking lawsuit, you know what I'm saying? If something happens to you, and I mean, if you are sick from something, or if it's something detectable that they could have detected early on, and you die or something happens to you, you can sue them motherfuckers for that shit. You know what I'm saying? You can sue them for that, because you could have tested me, or I told you to test me. I told you my symptoms. You knew what to test me for, and you decided not to. So as a liability, they're not going to do that. You know what I'm saying? They're not going to say no, because they know that if you try to sue them, that's going to be on file, and you know what I'm saying? You could win from that shit. So, but yeah, if y'all didn't know that, and I didn't know that, definitely, you know what I'm saying, tell your doctors that. Black girls is listening, definitely tell your doctors that. You know what I'm saying? If something were to happen and they don't test you, put that shit on file that you ain't testing them. You know what I'm saying? Shit, I would fucking record their ass saying that. You would say that to my camera? The fuck? You know what I'm saying? Just in case. Y'all let me know what y'all think in the comments, man. What was your experience, if you're a black girl, what was your experience with as being a black girl in your school, whether you went to a predominantly white school or a public school? What was your experience after that? You know what I'm saying? How do you think that school affected you after school? People who aren't black girls, you know what I'm saying? What was your experience with a black girl that you knew? You know what I'm saying? Or that was your mother, or that was your sister, whatever the case may be. How do you feel about the situation? Other than that, make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, turn on my notifications. Share this video, all that shit. Other than that, that's all I got.
Yeah, that's out the gate. I'm from a city where we made our way. Yeah, that's out the gate.